Good morning, student. Yesterday we have seen the childhood of this scientist, and today we shall continue it, and we shall continue it from the page 48 to onwards. Now let me repeat the third paragraph to you, and this third paragraph depicts you a lot of things. First, the remark made by a headmaster or a remark made by his headmaster. Secondly, his dedication, Einstein's dedication towards any kind of work. He gives us message that if you do anything sincerely, if you dedicate yourself, if you are devotee of that work, so you can achieve it. There are two things. One thing, a remark of his headmaster regarding his ambition in life. What happened actually? The headmaster of the school told Einstein's parent or father that he would never make a success at anything. Means, according to the headmaster, Einstein, the scientist, the child, was of no use at all. But see the second statement. Now Einstein's mother was very good mother, as everybody's mother are. She wanted that her child Einstein should play the violin. And boys, he started learning that instrument of music, violin, at the age of 6, and he became expert player of violin in his life, and he continued it throughout the life. These are the two incidents we have to see in this paragraph number 3. Shall I read it to you? See, listen. A headmaster once told his father that what Einstein chose as a profession would not matter. Means, he will not be successful in any job according to the teacher. And let me repeat it again. A headmaster once told his father that what Einstein chose as a profession would not matter because he would never make a success at anything. This was very bad impression. This was a very bad remark. This was a very bad comment that headmaster had passed on our young scientist. Very serious matter. Now Einstein began learning to play the violin at the age of 6 because his mother wanted him to play. He later became a gifted amateur violinist, maintaining the skill throughout his life. Again, I will ask you some question. I will read this passage again. A headmaster once told his father that what Einstein chose as a profession wouldn't matter because he would never make a success at anything. Einstein began learning to play the violin at the age of 6 because his mother wanted him to. He later became a gifted, mature violinist, maintaining this skill throughout his life. What remarks did the HM make? Is he right? Second, why did Einstein learn to play on, just a minute, okay. Third, what did you, extremely sorry. What lesson can you learn from this incident? Okay boys, come on, let me read it again to you so that there will be no problem about the third paragraph. A headmaster once told his father that what Einstein chose as a profession wouldn't matter because he would never make a success at anything. Einstein began learning to play the violin at the age of 6 because his mother wanted him to. He later became a gifted amateur violinist, maintaining this skill throughout his life. Okay, you read it and find out the answer. Paragraph number 4th, page number 47. But Albert Einstein was not a bad pupil. He went to high school in Munich, where Einstein's family had moved when he was 15-month-old young child and scored good mark in almost every subject. Einstein hated the school regimentation discipline and often clashed with his teacher. At the age of 15, Einstein left so steeple there that he left the school for good. Now our sub point is this. Sub point, clash with teacher. Now, you know, Einstein was very good student. He was not bad student. And he went to Munich with his parent when he was very young. He was hardly 15 months old, young child he was, And as his parent moved to Munich, he went there for his further education. And the most wonderful thing on this scientist part was that he scored a very good mark. He scored creditable credit in every subject. But boys, this scientist was a very freak human being. This scientist was a very strange boy. He did not like to be confined to any rules and regulation. He did not like regimentation. He had his own ideas, and that's why he had clash or he quarreled with teachers, because he did not like our old system of teaching, outdated method of teachers teaching, and so he revolted against it. And as he revolted against the method of teaching, old method of teaching, the teacher did not like it, the teachers did not like it, and that's why he clashed with all his teachers, and finally he had left school when he was 15 years old. Now boys, I will read this passage to you again, then for your understanding I will write down the question on the blackboard. Come on. Fourth passage. But Albert Einstein was not a bad pupil. He went to high school in Munich, where Einstein family had moved when he was 15 months old, and scored good mark in almost every subject. Einstein hated the school regimentation and often clashed with his teachers. At the age of 15, Einstein left so stifled there that he left the school for good. Now, first question. What is your impression about why did Einstein clashed with his teachers, or why did he leave school? Okay boys, the answer is clear in the fourth paragraph. Any of you please read this paragraph. I will follow you. Yes, start. But Einstein was not a bad pupil. He went to high school in Munich, where Einstein family had moved when he was 15 months old, and scored good mark in almost every subject. Einstein hated schools, regimentation, rules, regulation, and often clashed with his teacher. At the age of 15, Einstein left so stifled there that he left the school for good. Paragraph number 5th. The previous year, Albert's parents had moved to Milan and left their son with relative. After prolonged discussion, Einstein got his wish to continue his education in German speaking Switzerland in a city which was more liberal than Munich. Now boys, let me explain this to you. Now as he was a very good student, okay, and now his parent moved to Milan. After a long time, his parent moved to Milan, and as they had to go to Milan, they left the child, they left this young scientist with relatives, and later on their relative had a long discussion whether the scientist should stay with relative or he should continue his education school in German speaking New Zealand, and it was finally decided that he should learn or he should study he should do his further study in German speaking Switzerland, and it was also his desire that he should learn there. And in this way he started his learning there, and this city where this city, which city boys? German city, and it was more liberal than Munich. Let me ask you this question. First question: why did the parents leave Einstein with the relative? First question. Second question: how was Einstein wish fulfilled? To have his education in Switzerland. Now see here, again I will read this passage to you so that there will be the answer. The previous year Albert parents had moved to Milan and left their son with relative. After prolonged discussion, Einstein got his wish to continue his education in German speaking Switzerland in a city which was more liberal than Munich. These are the two questions here. Why did the parent leave Einstein with the relatives? Okay, and how was Einstein's wish fulfilled to have his education in Switzerland? Okay boys, now paragraph number 6. Einstein was highly gifted in mathematics and interested in physics. Underline this sentence. Einstein was highly gifted in mathematics and interested in physics, and after finishing school, he decided to study at university in Zurich. Zurich, remember the city, very good city or very good university for education. But science was not the only thing that appealed to the dashing young man with a wireless mustache. He also felt a special interest in a fellow student, Milva Maric, who he found to be clever creature. This young serves a woman belonging to Siberia. This young Serb had come to Switzerland because the university in Zurich was one of the few in Europe where women could get degree. Einstein saw in her an ally, a friend against the Philistine, those people in his family and at the university with whom he was constantly at odds. The couple fell in love. Letters survive in which they put their affection into words, mixing science with tenderness. Wrote Einstein, "How happy and proud I shall be when we both have brought our work on relativity to a victorious conclusion." Now, boys, here let me read it and explain to it. Now, here Einstein was highly gifted in mathematics and interested in physics. Okay, and now he decided to take his further education at the University of Munich. Now, this point is started. Now, sub point. This one, education in a university. Now what happened? Which city, boys, here? Zurich. He decided to continue his further education at this university, Zurich. Zurich University was famous for co-education. Even the girl from all over the Europe could come there for further education. And a girl from Siberia. Siberia is famous for its beauty. Siberian human beings are very good looking human being, very smart, heighted, very smart. You just see the Siberian, very white. If you touch them, there will be a spot on their skin, so beautiful. A lady came there for her graduation. This university imparted all kind of liberation on this student, and that's why she came there. Now, our young scientist was gifted with mathematics and he was interested in physics, but he did not confine himself to this education only. This person was not limited or limitized by only education. And what actually happened, as feelings are there in the heart of human being. After all, this scientist was not a machine, he was not a robot, he was a human being. He had heart, palpitating heart, beating heart, and he fall in love with this Marie at first sight. He thought that the girl was very clever. He thought that the girl was very clever, and they fell in love with each other. Now, at that time, there were no mobiles, so they started writing letter each other. They expressed their feeling in the letter, and our young scientist wanted that Marie, or he looked upon that girl as his wife. He thought that it would be a very good thing if they get married together. And in this way, the scientist was also romantic. Let me read this passage to you, paragraph to you, and then I will write the question on the blackboard and you try to find out the answer of it. Paragraph number 6. Einstein was highly gifted in mathematics and interested in physics. And after finishing school, he decided to study at a university in Zurich. But science was not the only thing that appealed to this dashing young man with wireless mustache. See the picture of this young scientist. Two pictures. This is young one and this is old one are before you. You can think, you can imagine that this man was also very tall, handsome and white-skinned person. He also felt a special interest in a fellow student, Mailwa Merrick, whom he found to be a clever creature. This young Serb had come to Switzerland because the university in Zurich was one of the few in Europe where women could get degrees. Einstein saw in her an ally friend against the Philistines, those people in his family and at the university with whom he was constantly at odds. The people fell in love and later survived, in which they put their affection into words. Mixing science with tenderness, wrote Einstein, how happy and proud I shall be when we both have brought our work on relativity to a victorious conclusion. And now boys, first question. Why did Einstein love Mailwa Merrick? Why did he find Ali? Just a minute. Ali. Why did he find Ali? Just a minute, boys. In her. What did he think about their marriage? Now these questions are there. How was Einstein know here? Why did Einstein love Mailwa Merrick? Why did he find Ali in her? And what did he think about their marriage? MARRAGE. Just a minute. Okay boys, let me read this passage again to you. Come on, I will go fast. Einstein was highly gifted in mathematics and interested in physics, and after finishing school he decided to study at a university in Zurich. But science wasn't the only thing that appealed to this dashing young man with wireless mustache. He also felt a special interest in a fellow student, Mailwa Merrick, who whom he found to be a clever creature. This young serf had come to Switzerland because the university in Zurich was one of the few in Europe where women could get degree. Einstein saw in her ally against the Philistines those people in his family that at the university with whom he was constantly at odd. The couple fell in love. Letters survive in which they put their affection into words, mixing science with the tenderness, mixing science with feeling. Einstein wrote, how happy and proud I shall be when we both have brought our work on relativity to a victorious conclusion. And now, boys, another point. Theory of relativity. Theory of relativity. Subpoint. Oh my God. Just a minute. Let me write it again. Point. Theory of relativity. Come on. In 1900, at the age of 21st, Albert Einstein was university graduate and unemployed. He worked as a teaching assistant, gave private lesson, and finally secured a job in 1902 as a technical expert in the patent office in Bern. While he was supposed to be assessing other people's invention, Einstein was actually developing his own idea in secret. He is said to have jokingly called his desk door at the work the Bureau of Theoretical Physics. Now, boys, what happened? He became graduate in when? Okay, but he had no work. He was unemployed. But finally, he got work. He started teaching. When he became graduate, he had no work. So he started teaching in private coaching classes. He became tutor. But finally, he had secured his job in 1902 as a technical expert. His job was to help to assess the persons who were inventors, but actually he used to assess them. It was supposed that his work was assessing the inventors. He did it very properly, but apart from it, he had been doing his own. He had been inventing his own discoveries. He had been inventing his own invention, and he was not interested in that office at all. He had his own idea. Listen to me carefully. As he had his own project, as he had his own idea, as he had his own speculation that made him a shining star in the world of scientists. Have you got me? Now he became graduate. When he became graduate in 1900. When he became graduate, he had no work at all. He was unemployed. He did not wander here and there just like a vagabond. He started working as a tutor. He started giving lesson to the student. And finally, he secured his job in 1902 as a technician, as a practical technician in the patent office. Patent office is a office who give the authority of invention, who give the right of invention. He was working there. Okay. Now what was supposed to be? It was supposed to be about this man to assess the work of inventor. He did it very sincerely, but along with it he started his own invention, and he told that that office was not a practical office about physics and about science, but it was not a practical office, it was a theoretical. Means according to him, theory was only taught there, not the practical. See the approach of this man. He thought that every man should have his own idea. He thought that every man should think practically if you want to become a real scientist in life. So in this way he started thinking or inventing his own idea that made him a great scientist, or that brought a laurel to his home in the form of Nobel Prize in 1933. Okay. So this theory of relativity will come later on, but you just focus on this point. He became graduate in 1900, and as soon as he became graduate, there was no service at his hand. He was unemployed. He started working as a tutor like Shukla sir in a private tuition classes, but later on he was very clever, practical man. He secured his job in 1902 and he started his working. He started his working in the office of the patent. Patent means that office which gives the right for invention. The work of scientist was supposed to have the inventor who were inventing there. Oh yes, he did it very sincerely, but he had been doing his own practical work. He had his own project on which he was working, and finally he thought that the office where he was working was just a box of theory and not the practical. Later on we will see how he published the theory of relativity that brought a laurel to him and made him famous all over the world, shocked all the scientists about the theory of relativity in the next period. I hope that you might have understood it. See, evaluate all these questions and you will understand what we have learned today. Thank you.